Bom, eu já até tinha gravado todo o vídeo, tinha dado uma opinião, mas eu acho mais interessante eu deixar minha primeira reação ao trailer e agora ver este outro vídeo que fala mais sobre os zombies e aqui a gente pode ir comentando por cima. Então, sem mais enrolações, bora conferir e ver o que eles têm a dizer sobre os zombies do COD Vanguard, né? E aqui a Treyarch apresenta um pouquinho. Beleza, Call of Duty apresenta Call of Duty, né? Vocês gostam? Uma produção da Treyarch, velho. Zombies do Vanguard. Deixa eu ver, tá no velocidade rápida.
Our partners at Sledgehammer Games have already revealed Call of Duty Vanguard's
Bora.
immersive
Opa, deu até um murro no
campaign, an
microfone.
intense multiplayer all set in
Tá, já
World
foi
War
revelado o
II.
multiplayer, campanha.
Now, keeping true to our zombies nature, Treyarch is back for another round.
Beleza. Olha o Speed Cola! Meu pai tem o Speed Cola ali. Vocês viram? Tá. Muito legal o cenário de fundo.
Black Ops Cold War offered the team at Treyarch the opportunity to introduce players to the Dark Aether storyline, beginning with the opening the Dark Aether gateway at Project Endstation.
Sim.
And now, prepare to face a new type of evil, meet new allies, and make new enemies. Prepare for a gameplay experience that gets you to the fun faster, all wrapped in a brand new dimension of zombies. In Vanguard, we're introducing a brand new zombies experience and a franchise-first crossover that builds on the Dark Aether universe, and today, our team will share more about the story, the lore, core gameplay, weapons, and characters that will define the next chapter in the Zombies saga. But first, let's whet our appetites with the world premiere of the new Zombies gameplay trailer.
Ah, beleza. Agora vai vir o trailer dos zombies. Beleza, agora vamos ver mais. A morte é só o início.
The team at Treyarch is pulling out all the stops to tell a new, brutal story that expands and explores the unsettling world of the Dark Aether. It's a story that longtime players will appreciate,
Meu Deus, olha
but
esse
one
mapa.
that will be easy for new players to pick up and play. In addition to being canon, it's an experience that immerses and innovates on the core Treyarch Zombies gameplay. This is Darren Fung. With Darren Fung exploring the mystical and the occult, it was important to convey an unsettling and brutal feel to the world.
Sightlines will be obscured by piles of dead corpses from Soviet and German soldiers, and it all comes to life, so to speak, in Vanguard's epic World War II setting.
Meu Deus, velho.
With Vanguard Zombies, we really tried to bring a new experience for all types of different players, from current players and really to getting new players into the Zombies ecosystem, right? Cold War brought Outbreak, and we've really taken the best mechanics, smashed it together, and created Vanguard Zombies.
Preocupante. Um pouco preocupante, né? Mas tudo bem, vamos ver.
So Darren Fung, the beginning. It's the start of a new Dark Aether zombie story.
The events of Black Ops Cold War brought an end to one storyline. The events of Vanguard represent a new arc. Zombies players have witnessed the catastrophic outcome, the science experiments at Project Endstation.
Project Endstation was a Nazi particle accelerator that punched a hole through the dimensional veil and gave us access to the Dark Aether, where these 5 otherworldly artifacts come from, each one linked to a powerful Dark Aether entity.
There is Cortifex the Deathless,
Meu Deus,
Cyraxus
ó o
the
boss.
Shadow, Nordicus the Conqueror, Invictor the Destroyer, and Belikar the Warlock. These Dark Aether entities bind their powers to our
Pera,
human
como é que eu não entendi o que ele falou?
There is Cortifex the Deathless, Cyraxus the Shadow, Nordicus the Conqueror, Invictor the Destroyer, and Belikar the Warlock. These Dark Aether entities bind their powers to our human operators through artifacts.
Ah, são
crafted
esses
in the
que
Dark
são,
Aether,
acho que os
each granting
especiais, né?
unique abilities like Frost
Muito
Blast
da hora, mano.
and
Tem
Wing
toda uma
Fire.
história por trás de cada um.
Now, anyone
Anel de
who touches
fogo.
them forms a symbiotic bond with the Dark Aether entity. It's almost like being possessed, except the entities can't control their hosts. They can only offer guidance and their powers.
Exposure to the Dark Aether also allowed the Nazis to expand their research into dark magic.
Enter Oberfuhrer Wolfram von List,
Esse é o cara,
a
mano.
ruthless officer in command of an SS battalion called Die Wahrheit.
Ah,
This
não,
was
ele
the
não
group that
é.
plundered antiquities from around the world. Von List forced top experts to help him, explorers, historians, and a demonologist named Gabriel Kraft.
É.
Professor Kraft's deep
Já ouvi
knowledge
falar
of the occult
sobre.
ultimately led Von List to these artifacts. Von List bonds with the most powerful entity of them all, Cortifex, the Deathless. This former Lord of the Dark Ether grants him the ability to raise the dead.
Nossa,
And that's why,
velho.
a year after their worst defeat, Von List takes Divorheit back to Stalingrad.
Oh!
He's going to raise an undead army, march them across Europe, and annihilate the Allied forces.
Caraca, mano, só essa parte eu já achei muito louca, velho.
At the Eastern Front.
Professor Kraft sends out a distress call. That call is answered by Vanguard Special Forces operators, but they end up trapped inside a barrier erected by Cortifex to seal off Stalingrad. They can't call for reinforcements, but they have Professor Kraft's expert guidance and their own unmatched combat skills, and 4 Dark Ether entities willing to
Pera aí. Tá. Só queria ver. Só queria ter um time, senão ia passar eu não ia
bond
ver.
with them and share their powers.
They do this in the interest of defeating Cortex.
Não são todos os poderes, tá?
While these entities may be helping
É
humans,
Corftex, eu acho que é o
players will
nome do
find
outro.
out that they have their own agendas.
It's an unlikely team-up, but it's our only shot at keeping the Third Reich from winning World War II.
Caraca, velho.
We had a lot of fun designing the different objective environments. Each location has a very distinct
Sim.
look and feel to the play space, so that no two areas will feel similar.
As players
Sim.
explore the
Isso é
realm
verdade,
of Dark
mano.
Ether magic against the backdrop of Stalingrad, they'll encounter
Cara, Stalingrad,
shrines,
velho.
rituals, and sacrifices.
With so many different elements in play, it was important to establish unique visuals. It is a look that feels more grounded, something you can have nightmares about. The occult was something that really wanted to touch. It has so many different variables, like summoning portals, blood rituals.
Hanging skulls, seances.
When it comes to zombie types, we run the gamut.
We have your basic grunt zombie.
And we also have our heavies.
These big guys carry around miniguns, and those are the Sturmkriegers or Storm.
Tá, esse é o
Warriors.
boss
They are
que ele
really
tá
hard to
falando.
bring down, and it's hard to avoid them
Difícil acabar
when
com
they
ele.
shoot. But we also have something called the Boom Schreier, which
Cara,
means
aquele-
Boom Screamer.
Tá, isso é
in
aquele que
German.
explode.
These
Eu
are
acho que é igual do
zombies that will run real
Cold War.
quick and explode in contact.
It's a
É,
wide
isso
variety
mesmo.
of threats, and they all start to pile up as you get further in rounds.
É, vão ter vários inimigos nos meios dos rounds,
Approaching their
mano.
own fun was important for
Tá, o
us
mapa
to stay
novo,
true to
cara.
our lineage while also building something brand new.
You'll find all of the classics, right? Pack-a-Punch,
Oh,
mystery box,
nossa!
crafting table.
But there's a lot
Tá,
we're doing
igualzinho
different
Cold War,
this time.
mano. Caraca,
The runes
lindo, hein?
are something new in Vanguard. Dark Ether rune magic is the thing that the Dark Ether entities use to manifest their powers. That winds up being very important as the story plays out.
We tried really hard to make it accessible for new players.
It's super easy to jump in and get started, right? You don't need to know anything about previous zombie experiences to enjoy this. Spawn into the map with your friends, jump into a portal, do an objective. You're in it. That's you playing, and you're playing successfully.
From the casual to the hardcore,
Aquele mapa
there's
parece-
enough for you to dive into.
In Vanguard, we get players right into the action so they can start blasting away.
Fighting zombies is the core of this mode, and it's what all our fans love doing, and we give you plenty of ways to do that.
Players start the game in the snowy graveyard of Stalingrad.
The forward operating base of our allied operators in Der Anfang. Here, the players have access to many of the upgrade machines they will need.
Peraí,
in
peraí,
the
peraí, peraí,
battles
peraí. Eu acho que esse aqui é um mapa só de
Players can't get
sobrevivência.
too comfortable here because Stalingrad is still inhabited by roaming zombies.
The area is relatively confined, but as you complete objectives, the map opens up, offering access to other powerful upgrades like the perk fountains.
Tá, olha o perk!
As players complete these various challenges, they will open up the forward
Pera,
operating
double
base to
tap.
new threats and opportunities.
Falaram que seriam 5
Dark
perks
Ether
iniciais.
enemies grow in power with each new objective, so you'll need all the help you can get. And that means using traditional methods like buying perks
Perk!
and upgrading your weapons at the Pack-a-Punch. But
Upgrades
we're
no
also
Pack-a-Punch.
adding a new means of gaining power through the Altar of Covenants.
A brand new system
Altar
for
das
zombies
Alianças.
that randomizes every time you come back from an objective what you can purchase with a nasty sacrificial heart.
Which can be exchanged at the Altar of Covenants for one of 3 random upgrades. Choose from power-ups like Ammo Gremlin, which reloads non-equipped weapons over time, or Brain Rot, to turn zombies into allies, or Unholy Ground, for those times when you really need to hold your position.
Tá, é mais uma espécie. É tipo um
Step
Gabble
one
Gun isso aí,
is
esse
always
sistema.
what gun do you have, because those will all play very differently with the Covenants.
I think players are going to find that when they pair up with a different Dark Ether entity, it feels like a completely distinct experience.
So you're just combining your
Isso
guns,
achei
your
interessante.
covenants, your equipment, the things you're finding in the world.
You can have freedom to be in a cool place that would never exist in the real world.
It's a different region with different inhabitants and, in turn, different gameplay elements.
And with Vanguard Zombies, we're bringing that in spades.
Moving to the world of the occult provided plenty of inspiration around the visual identity of the game, and it helped us shape the way we think about the map design.
We built Zombies in the same engine as Vanguard. We wanted to make this unified with the rest of the game, while still have its own identity that is more of a fantasy look.
Players will battle across the rooftops of Hotel Royale on a rainy night in Paris. They'll fight at the base of a massive burning windmill in Merville, which was actually part of the Normandy invasion. And they'll find themselves in the classic swamps of Shinonuma, which
Shinonuma
is a
voltou,
truly
que eu falei.
unique setting that our longtime
Nossa,
fans
completamente
will be
diferente.
familiar with.
Peraí, isso eu não entendi. Vai ser tudo num mapa só? Mano, o
Dark
Takeo!
Ether Magic has allowed the team
É o Takeo,
to
velho.
really bubble up some interesting new ideas that we have not explored in past Zombies experiences.
The different objectives you're tasked with really alter how the player experiences the various environments.
There's an objective called Blitz, which takes inspiration from that holdout style gameplay of just surviving, but this time you're taking the fight from them.
In Harvest, you hunt zombies who drop runestones that you can collect.
Tem modos de jogo
Players
agora?
must then deposit these into an obelisk called the Sin Eater. In Transmit, you'll escort a floating zombie head as it seeks
Ah, são
weaknesses
modos
in
de
a dimensional
zumbis.
barrier to the dark
Modos de
ether.
jogo,
These
modos de
different
jogos dentro do zumbi.
challenges and eerie environments with dark settings help the player feel enveloped in Cordyfex's grasp.
Ou não.
And we can't wait for our fans to experience it.
Dare Unfung is a brand new experience that explores the Dark Ether universe in exciting, fresh ways.
Tomara que seja uma coisa boa, viu?
Launch is really just the tip of the iceberg. Everything post-launch is going to bring new twists, new stories, new characters, brand new gameplay. And it's all part of Vanguard's advanced global progression system featuring player and weapon leveling, plus Battle Pass system integration.
Da hora, da hora. Isso é bom, mano.
This is
Isso
a
eu
whole
gosto.
new way to experience zombies. Welcome to
Gostei
Call
desse
of
cara,
Duty
velho.
Vanguard. Dare Unfung awaits.
Caraca, hein? Mano, cara é bom, velho. Muito bom, cara. Muito bom, velho. Galera, tem muita coisa que provavelmente não deve ter agradado a todos. Tem muitas pontas soltas que até eu estou com dúvida. Eu ainda vou dar mais umas olhadas nisso. E vai ser bem legal você deixar o seu comentário aqui nesse vídeo sobre a sua opinião sobre tudo que a gente viu nessa revelação. Afinal, tem muita coisa, tá? E provavelmente a gente volta a fazer um vídeo falar mais sobre até o lançamento, que vai ter aí bastante tempo. E vai que a gente tenha mais algumas coisas vazadas. Enfim, eu tô empolgado, porque é uma coisa completamente nova do que a gente tá acostumado. Eu espero muito que seja muito bom, eu espero que funcione bem. Eu espero que realmente eles tenham acertado em cheio. Até pelo presente momento que eu vi isso aqui, eu me empolguei. E vocês, mano, o que vocês acharam? Me deixa nos comentários, vou ficar bem empolgado de saber o que vocês acharam sobre. Não se esqueça das nossas lives lá na Twitch, o link tá na descrição e no comentário fixado. E no mais é isso, galera. Quero pedir pra você avaliar o meu vídeo, me deixar um comentário, se inscrever no canal se você ainda não é inscrito. Eu vejo todos vocês no próximo vídeo. Um abraço.